Hi everyone, I'm Pat Prokop. Well, it's a beautiful day today. This is Wednesday, April the 12th, or early afternoon, and the sky is a rich blue color in most locations. However, off to the west-southwest, I am beginning to see some clouds, and those are the clouds that are the forerunner to a moisture system that is developing in the Gulf of Mexico. And this system is getting rather rich with moisture and will be moving in this direction. So with that being said, let's take a look at those weather maps. First of all, the satellite imagery, and there we have it right there. You can see those are the clouds you saw on my picture just a few moments ago. Cumulus clouds developing with the sea breeze moving onshore. But these clouds over here, over to the southwest, in southwestern Georgia into southern portions of Alabama, are the forerunners to a low pressure system that is developing over here in the north central Gulf of Mexico, just south of the eastern tip of Louisiana. And that's going to be moving toward the northeast over the next several hours. And by tomorrow, it's going to be starting to push rain into our area, particularly by tomorrow afternoon. Let's take a look at the radar summary from across the southeast. And there you can see quite a bit of rain already developing. This is kind of like a warm front with the area of low pressure right here. The warm front is extending right in this area here. And that's all moving up in this direction. So get ready for some rains moving into the region, particularly Thursday afternoon through Thursday night into Friday morning, with some scattered shower and thunderstorm activity possible again on Friday. But the weekend right now, that's looking pretty good. Let's take a look at the computer models. And here we are. And it's showing the system early this Wednesday, late morning hours, and putting it into motion. There you can see the low pressure system trying to get better organized at this phase. And this is during the overnight hours for tonight into early Thursday morning before daybreak. Here's the daybreak conditions right here. There it is, daybreak. And you can see the rain already moving into south central and southwestern Georgia, a good portion of Alabama, and approaching extreme southeastern portions of Georgia now. As we move into time, as we go ahead to the noontime hour, here we are at noon tomorrow, and we're seeing those rain bands beginning to get closer to the area in our southwestern counties, already getting wet. Where you could also see some thunderstorm activity with these, and some of these rain bands will be packing some moderate to heavy rains. Well, according to this model right here, we could see some moderate to heavy rains. Most areas are going to probably see about, somewhere in the ballpark, a half inch to an inch of rain. But some of these pockets of convection right over here, and these may produce some, these might be some producing thunderstorms, and they could generate some gusty winds, and some rainfall rates of about 1 to 2 inches in a very short period of time. But overall, most of the area won't see that much rain, but we are going to see those pockets of moderate to heavy rains with these thunderstorms. And by the sunset right here, this is at 9 o'clock on Thursday evening. There, the rain has now crossed over the Savannah River into South Carolina, with bands of moderate to heavy rain still associated with it. The actual low is over here in central portions of Alabama. As we go into time, by midnight and shortly thereafter, about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, the rain bands, the heavier rain, will be moving out of Georgia, but remaining in southern and eastern and western portions of South Carolina, moving toward eastern South Carolina, and then up in toward the Charleston, Myrtle Beach area, and then out of the area. Then we're going to see some scattered showers on the day on Friday. This is Friday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we can still see some scattered showers there. So keep that in mind. Meanwhile, looking at the precipitation forecast from this model, and it shows the rain beginning to juice up and move into the area, and we're already seeing some cumulative precipitation on the average of about a half inch to a little over an inch to maybe an inch and a half in some locations. This purple area here, that could be up to 2 inches of rain with the total accumulations of the rain itself. Okay, looking at the predictive rainfall amounts in our area, we're seeing those values, about an inch of rain or so in the greater Savannah area. And looking at other locations, we are seeing Rainfall rates a little bit over an inch now in some locations, like Brunswick, for example, 1.29. What's St. Simon's has? St. Simon's 1.5 inches there. Okay. So we're seeing quite a bit of rain in portions of southeastern Georgia. Midway, perhaps a little over an inch of rain, about the same as Savannah, Hazelhurst, same thing. Looking at our South Carolina friends, we are seeing about an inch of rain in many locations, to near an inch of rain on Hilton Head and Sun City and over into the Bluffton, Hardyville areas. Again, though, some pockets of heavier rainfall could prevail with some of those moderate to heavy squalls or rain bands passing across the area tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. And the rest of South Carolina, about the same, about an inch and a quarter of rain with this. Now, temperature-wise, well, today we're in the middle 70s. Oh, it is nice outside. Don't you wish we can kind of put this on hold? Anyway, the garden. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures of the garden in just a few minutes. But again, for Thursday, with the increase in clouds becoming mostly cloudy, temperatures will be in the middle 70s. And then Friday will go into the upper 70s to lower 80s with partly cloudy skies, maybe some scattered showers. And then over the weekend, it looks nice, fair to partly cloudy, with temperatures in the low to middle 80s, mostly middle 80s over in the greater Savannah area. As we go into southeastern Georgia, about the same thing, mostly middle 80s. Going into Monday and Tuesday, a little bit cooler, highs in the 70s. Back into the lower 80s for Tuesday. So it looks pretty good. Same thing for Hilton Head Island, Bluffton, South Carolina. We're seeing those temperatures in the low to middle 80s throughout the weekend. Even on Hilton Head, Defusky at 77. Well, that's not Hilton Head, that's Defusky. But Sea Pines, there it is. 73 degrees for Friday, 76 on Saturday, and 76 on Sunday. So it looks like some really, really nice weather moving in across those areas. What about the threat for severe weather with these systems? Well, this is the forecast for severe weather. Just a marginal risk for severe weather across central, the southwestern and south central Georgia, back into Alabama and the northern portions of Florida, but not so much into South Carolina and in and around the Savannah River. But expect some rumbles of thunder to be associated with these showers that are going to be moving into the area throughout the day tomorrow. And the flash flood potential is very, very low at that. The grounds are not that saturated, so they can take quite a bit of rain. The rivers are moderately full, so they can handle more water as well. So just a marginal threat for any flash flooding to be associated with this system. So remember, you can get more and more of the weather information, current updates, ongoing, live radar reports and satellite imagery on my website of savannahpat.net. There it is, right above my head. I just went behind it right there, my website, and this is it right here on the page in itself. And the conditions for the weekend, again, are looking very good. And the garden, a couple of people have been asking me about the garden. Let's take a quick look at the garden. It's looking very nice right now. My amaryllis are in full bloom, and the daylilies are beginning to send up lots and lots of flowerscapes. The vegetables, they're doing fantastic right now. The zucchini squash is marvelous. The cucumbers are blooming. Little baby cucumbers. The cauliflower is growing. The wax beans are waxing, if you want to call it that. They got little beans. I should have wax beans in about 7 to 10 days. And then look at these tomatoes. These are Better Bush tomatoes that I started back in January, and they already are the size of baseballs. Yeah, so things are coming along in the garden. But as far as the weather is concerned, well, if you like this kind of weather, hang around, because more of this is on the way for this weekend. But in between now and Saturday comes Thursday and Friday, and that will come rainy weather conditions. So get ready for the rains. Might see 1 to 2 inches in some locations, but overall probably around an inch or so of rain. So with that in mind, have a great upcoming weekend and try to stay dry Thursday and Friday. See you later.